Welcome back. We're looking at the emotional bank account metaphor and how you can use it to talk to teenagers about relationships. Remember, this comes from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. In this video, we're going to talk about deposits because they're not always as straightforward as they seem. So if you'd like to find out how you can teach a teenager to make important investments in your emotional bank account, as well as the accounts of everyone else they know, stick around. My name is Brenda Padilla Erickson. I'm a specialist in cultural diversity. I'm especially interested in how the emotional bank account metaphor applies to teenage exchange students from around the world who spend a year studying in the United States. But what I'm going to say applies to teens across the board. So talking about deposits, I just want to start by saying I've been thinking about this metaphor for about 20 years now, and I've been teaching it in companies and to foreign exchange students, and every time I myself learn new things. So I'm just going to kind of touch on the surface, but I want to point out 2 very, very important things that teenagers really need to know in order to invest in their relationships with other people, including you. Point number 1, a deposit is what the other person considers to be a deposit. So when a teenager, an exchange student, contacts me saying, my host mother got so upset for no reason or just because I left a wet towel on the floor, and I say, well, let's talk about the emotional bank account and let's kind of do your books and see what kind of deposits you've been making. They usually have a long list of deposits. Well, I'm so polite. I say please, I say thank you, I set the table the other day. I have to say, well, that's good. But let's think for a moment. Are those the deposits that your host parent is looking for? So that's the first point. The second point is the other person decides how valuable each deposit is. Because this is another point. When a student is listing all the nice things they're doing, I often have to say, well, think about this for a moment. What's really important to the other person, your host parent in this situation? Again, maybe the host parent, what they really want is for the student to be punctual. Maybe they really want the student to spend more time with the family. Maybe they want the student to try to find a ride home from soccer practice because that's a very easy thing to do in their area. The student is not making those important deposits, but they're making all kinds of tiny deposits. So it's really important to help teens understand that the value of the deposits count. And if you're only making deposits that don't register very much value in the other person's account, you're not going to have a very high balance. These are very important things to understand, and teenagers are at the perfect age to start really grasping these concepts. All right, once again, we're just skimming the surface. This is just the beginning. I hope you're enjoying learning about the emotional bank account because it is such a powerful metaphor. And I hope that you can start teaching the teens in your life how to make really important deposits in your account and in the accounts of other people that they are involved with. Now we're going to move on to withdrawals. That is the theme of the next video. And again, withdrawals are not as straightforward as they seem either. So I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Just click that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video.